morning, good morning. Turn on the marquee lights, good morning tonight.
Good morning, good morning. Broadway is feeling bright, good morning tonight.
When the theaters shut their doors, we were so sad and blue.
Now we're bringing back Broadway in our Tuesday night review.
So good morning.
We'll make you feel alright. Good morning tonight for you. Good morning
tonight.
What a take. Hello, I'm Michael Hull.
And I'm Jackie Cox.
And this is Good
Morning Tonight.
Jackie,
Here we are, Michael.
You're on a little bit of a delay, I think, but I think it'll catch up.
It's the story of my life, really.
Well, it's 7 o'clock, which means that if all were right in this world, now is the time that theater people would be springing from their beds, warming up at their theaters, and getting ready to wow another audience with the magic that is live theater.
But as you may have noticed, that's not happening these days. The COVID-19 pandemic has Broadway dark, and a lot of people are missing the razzle-dazzle of the Great White Way. So, good morning, and welcome to a morning show just for us nighttime people. Cheers, Michael.
Cheers. Good morning. Oh, I love your mug. I've got my Broadway Cares.
Oh my goodness, it already hit the microphone. Now look at the splash zone. I'm sitting in the splash zone right here. Oh my goodness.
Listen, we are 3 minutes into the episode, and it's going very well.
The vodka really smells delicious on the mic, I will say. Did that fix the delay? It just needed a little vodka on the microphone.
It sure did. I am so excited to be here with you, Jackie. We have quite a show today.
We have quite a show today. Good morning today. Is it day? Is it nighttime? It doesn't, wherever you are in the world, it is sometime, somewhere.
And we're happy you're here. Jackie, we are benefiting a very, very, very important cause, one that is near and dear to both you and I tonight, and that is Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Yes, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which has been part of the Broadway community for a long time, and really was founded to help the Broadway community that was devastated by the HIV and AIDS crisis for the last 30 years. Since that crisis has no longer been the forefront and the center of our struggle, Broadway Cares has expanded their outreach to numerous organizations, helping women, helping children, and right now helping the entire community fight COVID-19 and also survive during COVID-19 because, as we all know, Broadway is dark right now and will be for the foreseeable future.
And our friends need as much help as they can get. So tonight we are accepting tips. If you are so inclined, if you have the funds to do so, you can send tips directly to Jackie's Venmo. That's at Jackie Cox NYC. We will be tallying them at the end of the broadcast, and 100% of tips tonight are all going to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. And we have some more to talk about Broadway Cares. I was going to say later in the episode, but it's pretty much the whole episode tonight. So we're going to talk a lot about BCEFA. We love them, and we're excited to be supporting them tonight.
Oh my goodness, Michael. And I think what's important too is to remember that unlike normal years when the big Broadway Bear show would be the end of Broadway Bear season, this year it's the beginning. So we still have until September 7th to raise a lot of money, including a couple of our guests who are raising money through the Strip-a-thon. But as of right now, you can just Venmo me at Jackie Cox NYC, and all of your tips tonight, I'm keeping an eye on my phone, and we'll let you guys know as I get tips in to see who's donating so we can make some money for these kids.
Yes. Great. What do you say, Jackie? We jump right in and get to our first guests.
Oh my goodness, I'm very excited for our first guest.
Well, as am I, because we are kicking off the premiere of Good Morning Tonight with not one, but two special guests, a twofer, if you will. They're coming to us from their quarantine together.
That's right. Holly Ann Butler started on Broadway in Greece, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, On the Town, and Come From Away. She was preparing to open Diana on Broadway. Unfortunately, the coronavirus has forced Broadway to close, but we hear things are still in the works, and we sure hope Diana will return to us when it's safe to do so, because she is such a talent, and the people deserve to see her shine.
Yes, and also a Broadway veteran, L. Stephen Taylor, has starred in the smash hit The Lion King. I'm pretty sure as both Mufasa and Scar, and I think I saw a picture of him as a hyena. The man can do it all. We're going to talk to him about all of that. He's also a very familiar face to many of us because he's got quite the roster of television roles and appearances. And they are both here to hang out with us today. They've got a special performance for us.
Yep, and I want to give it all away, but it's a riff on one of your favorite songs from Rent, the musical. Now, please, without further ado, welcome to Good Morning Tonight, Holly Ann Butler and L. Stephen Taylor.
I'm still stuck on hold with unemployment.
Just put it away. Play something. Anything.
Whatever they're doing in terms of a vaccine.
We are anything but that.
This is weird.
It's weird.
Very weird.
Frickin' weird.
I'm so lost that I don't know what to do. Fighting with my boyfriend, wondering when this will end. And to top it all off, there's no more booze.
Feeling out of my head, scrolling past girls with bread, wondering why folks are hoarding their TP.
As a matter of fact,
Baby, I know this act. It's called the Tango Quarantine.
what?
The Tango Quarantine. We're staying inside round the clock while we're self-isolated.
Who are you talking to?
Our partners we're strangling, but you love them as well, so those thoughts you dispel.
Then we cook and FaceTime and TikTok. I think I know what you mean.
The Tango Quarantine. Have you ever had a day doing nothing but laughing, then crying?
Never.
Have you ever doubted a cough or two?
I think I'm dying.
Have you contemplated cutting your hair?
I might die.
Just be cautious.
Have you ever drank a bottle or 5?
More than 5, I'm feeling nauseous.
Ooh, I wonder if it's still in there.
You know what sounds really good? Pop-Tart!
I'm eating.
We're eating.
Can't stop eating.
Frickin' eating.
Overeating. I might throw up right now. Gotta put on your tight jeans with all of your might.
I gained the COVID-15 anyhow. Under this circumstance, we can't sing and dance. We miss our audiences most of all.
So you think, what the hell?
Do a live stream as well, and hope Broadway's open by fall. The Tango Quarantine. Let's work out till Corona is through. We'll watch online content, and our booties will augment. Till we flatten that curve, stay inside and observe. We can zoom and make masks in lockdown. We're obsessively clean.
Or cosplay Tiger King.
Quarantine.
It's almost 7 o'clock. Woo! Essential workers!
We love you guys.
I love humanity. The Tango
Quarantine.
Yay! Oh my
Good
God!
morning.
Yay!
I'm obsessed. Good morning tonight, you guys.
Good morning tonight.
That was an incredible performance. You guys, cheers! Welcome to the show. And I just have a question for you. What's in your mug?
Well, I'm drinking a mezcal mule. Cheers.
Yes, work.
Ooh, yum,
And mine is some eau de vie, bougie French alcohol with some strange sparkling thing I bought at the grocery store.
I made it.
It's delicious.
I love it.
Holly, Stephen, where are you coming to us from?
We're in Woodside in Queens, New York. We haven't left yet. So we're still hunkered down in good old Woodside. 7 train.
Hey.
Come see it.
You guys are in the camp of people that stuck it out and stayed in New York, which is very impressive.
Thank you. To be fair, we have a yard, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yes. I was going to say, it looks gorgeous behind you. I see some sunlight, a little tree, a little foliage.
Yeah.
A little Hurricane Isaiah just wafting through.
Obsessed. So, Holly,
Yes.
I have to start by just saying hello. It's so nice to see you and to continue seeing you because Broadway Cares kicked off their stripathon this year with a digital version of Broadway Bears starring you in about 95 numbers.
I was laughing because they sent me a message and they were like, hey, we're doing the opening number online. You know, will you put together, we're going to send you choreography videos and then you send us videos back and we do this whole thing. You know, quarantine. And I was doing the choreography in the other room and I was dying. I haven't danced at all since the quarantine started, really. And I was like, I'd like 2 counts of 8 and I was like, just so out of it.
Holly, it was so good. First of all, your body looks snatched. I was like, work.
you.
Second of all, in addition to the new numbers just for the broadcast, you were also very well featured throughout the night. I was like, Holly Ann Butler, the star of Broadway Bears.
I mean,
live for it.
I do frequently say that Broadway Bears is like my Christmas. It's like Naked Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it's like my favorite event of the year. I've done it. I think I'm up to 10 now that I've done. I've done every Broadway Bears since, oh God, what year was that? 2008, I think, was my first year. And I've done every one except for Masterpiece and Game Night.
And I'm just getting this in my earpiece, but I've also heard that you are a 2-time champion, top female, what's the word? Fundraiser? Fundraiser, the top female fundraiser for two years. You won that honor, and you almost won top fundraiser of the year, and you lost it to. Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to make
gentleman
it awkward.
sitting next to you.
What a love story.
I mean, to be fair, I won the best prize of all because I ended up with.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
That is so gross. So gross.
That is very cute. And Holly, this year you are participating in the Stripathon. Is that right? Tell the folks at home what that is.
That is correct. The Stripathon started off as a way for the community to raise money on their own before Broadway Bears started. So when we started doing Stripathon originally, it was a digital component that was like the early part of right before the Bears performance. So everyone went to their own fundraising online and it was like a Stripathon, but basically people would just pledge money to support different performers and then whoever's the top fundraiser wins. And this year they're kind of doing it backwards. So they aired the Broadway Bears show first, like you were saying, Jackie, and then now we're doing fundraising until September 7th. So.
And I also have this just in. We've already received some tips on my Venmo. So I will be splitting the tips from my Venmo tonight. So far, I've received $50. So that's a start. That is a start.
That's excellent.
I'll be splitting the $50 between your Stripathon page and our next guest's Stripathon page as well. Guests.
Yes,
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Jackie.
You know what? We're here for you, and we're here for this community. I was very excited to be involved in Broadway Bears as much as I could be this year, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I'm going to do it this way.
I can't wait to see you walk in rotation.
Oh my God.
I'm coming.
I actually,
I'm off.
I think if you watch the digital Broadway Bears, which has so much footage from past years, if you look very carefully, you can spot Jackie Cox and I right off downstage right. We always are on the we always stand on like the runway
balls,
right off to the right.
Yes.
And you can see us waving and screaming and hollering.
Yeah.
Just like living our best lives. And I'll say this too. So if I ever did Broadway Bears for real, Holly, I'm coming over and we're doing a leg wax or something. I'm gonna
Girl, I got you. We'll do the whole thing.
Okay, thank God, because this Persian woman here, she needs all the help she can get on that front. That would be lovely. Thanks.
I got you.
Oh my gosh.
And go ahead, Jackie.
I was gonna say, and knowing that things are shut down, and we saw how you've been occupying your time through your amazing video. What have you learned about maybe yourselves, your relationship through this quarantine?
I'm gonna talk a little bit about this, and then I'll let Stephen talk. So we're an interracial couple. I don't know if you noticed. And
I'm black. That's what she meant.
Oh no! And with all of the stuff that's going on, especially after George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, I realized that there was huge holes in my knowledge. Even after us being together for 3 years, after feeling like I was super aware and super involved, I've been doing a ton of my own homework, doing a bunch of anti-racist reading, and it's really been great to have time to do that. We've been to some protests, and it's just it feels good to have that information and to understand better how to be involved. I think that's the biggest one for me personally. And we haven't killed each other yet, so that's good.
Yeah, no, and I'll add to that by saying, just on the performance end of it, it was really difficult because I feel like most of us as performers are going through a big identity crisis right now. And so it's been really cool being quarantined with another performer who you also happen to love, because it's like we understand. Because we're both performers, it's like understanding the amount of space to give the other person to kind of go through everything that's been taken away from us, but also understand how to support each other because of that same reason has been really cool, and I would say necessary to surviving this thing.
That is awesome.
And I would also love to know, so both of you have quite the extensive Broadway credits. I would love to know a couple things. One, I'm assuming that the number one grossing entertainment property in the entire world, which is Lion King the musical, will make it through this pandemic. And L. Stephen, you'll be back on our stages very soon. Is this true?
You know what? I can neither confirm nor deny. All I can say is that I hope so. No, I believe so. Lion King has been kind of a fixture in Broadway for, it's almost 25, coming up on 25 years, and so it's been a fixture. I hope that we'll come back, and also we've been doing a lot of stuff as a company to come back in the right way. So we've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work to kind of address a lot of social injustice issues too, as a company and as an organization in Disney. So when we come back, it's going to be bigger, better, stronger, all the things. That's what we're hoping.
Well, we are pulling for you as well. I had a great time today stalking both of you on the internet, and there's
oh man, what did you see there?
All sorts of stuff. But it seems, L. Stephen, it seems like you've played just about everybody in The Lion King. Can you tell me a little bit more about your journey and how it's been for you and what your experience has been?
Yeah, so right now I just play Mufasa. I just play Mufasa.
Just Mufasa, just a star.
I only am wearing carrying the role of Mufasa. But when I started, I was in the ensemble and I understudied Mufasa and Scar. And I was only supposed to be a temporary replacement. Only supposed to be there for 6 months. After about 5 months, they actually offered me Mufasa on the tour. I did the tour for a couple of years, came back to Broadway, went back to the tour, left the show altogether. And then I came back and I've been playing the role of Mufasa for the last, I guess, almost 5 years. But I've been with the company for 13 years.
Wow.
13 years. Little dream girls. Okay. So anyway, yeah.
That's amazing. That makes a lot of sense because when I was stalking you, it was like, he's on the road, he's on Broadway, he's over here, he's over there.
I'm 95 years old.
Work.
I was wildebeest number 1.
He was wildebeest number 1.
Okay. Work. I was grassman number 2. But no, honestly, I feel like I have an appreciation for the show that a lot of people don't get to know because I started in the ensemble. And honestly, the ensemble in our show, they're carrying the weight. So it's like, yeah, just Mufasa.
Just
you know.
Mufasa.
Yeah, but I have a, it's not an easy show to do, but it's super rewarding at the same time.
Honey, you're telling me Grass Man number 2? That sounds like me after a night of not manscaping.
And Holly, you were here for Cox.
Yeah.
I'm paying them to do this.
Jackie Nation or Jackie Protection Squad or whoever we are today, we are strong. We are strong and fierce, and we are here.
Yes.
I love it.
So Holly, you were in rehearsal, is that correct? Or were you guys in previews yet?
Previews, yeah. We only had like a week of previews, but yes, we were in previews.
For Diana, the musical, which is coming to Broadway as soon as it is safe to do so.
Yes.
Congratulations. Marks your 5th Broadway show?
Yes, that sounds right. I think
Something
that's
like
right. It's weird to say you lost count, but it's like, when there's like spans between them also, it's a little like, wait, is that right? Yeah, 5. That's 5. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
You're a very
amazing.
impressive actress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A true triple threat. She won't say it, but like legit triple threatness all over here.
Oh, I'm well aware because I originally know Holly from the Diva Show at Industry Bar.
Yes.
Watching
I
her.
didn't know you did that show, Holly.
Yes. I was.
Shout out Marty Thomas.
Yes, I
We
was.
love
I was
Marty.
waiting for Marty Thomas. I was the Broadway diva for a while.
The one Broadway diva.
The only one. Nary another Broadway diva.
But Holly will belt her face off at any time, any place.
It's
She
so
can
annoying.
do it all.
I hate that she can do it too. We talk about it all the time. Like she's one of the people who she doesn't have to warm up, and then somebody will be like, "Here, microphone," and says, "Yeah, literally."
Holly,
I hate it so
you're
bad.
gonna be playing Diana when this is all over because you're the only one who can sing it still.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, we had a really crazy thing actually. Since you mentioned it, we had a really right before the shutdown, maybe 2 or 3 days before the shutdown happened. The Erin Davey, who's playing Camilla, was out of the show for like 2 days. And I'm her understudy. We had nary a rehearsal. I did the show out of town, and I was on for her when we were out of town, but the show has changed drastically. She had like 3 new songs. So those are things that happen. So
Yeah.
Live theater, the magic.
magic.
Yeah. Well, we are all pulling for Diana. We're all very excited to see it when it is back, when it is safe to do so. What not to put you on the spot, but what can we look forward to in Diana? Tell me.
The score is amazing. The score, Steven's seen the show a couple of times now, several incarnations of it. But the music is amazing. And in fact, we just did a Zoom workshop a few weeks ago, and they've changed a song, and it went back to a song that I loved in a previous version that they added back in, which I was very excited about because it was a song I really love. But the music is super singable. It sounds like a rock score. Like, it doesn't sound so much like a musical theater version of a rock score. It sounds like a rock score because David Bryan wrote it. He's Bon Jovi,
Right.
But that's I think the thing that's like the most exciting, but also the clothes. The clothes are ridiculous.
It's like
I can't wait.
Raided Jackie Cox's
real
closet. Like
real talk.
Oh my gosh. Well, when any costumes that get cut and end up in a dumpster
Yes,
bin,
I'll send them your way.
I'll be right there.
There's a crazy number in the show that's like about her, like when she decided to be like the haute couture diva that she became. There's a number in the show that's about that. I think she has 7 quick changes.
it's
in
crazy.
One number.
It's crazy. It's insane.
One of which happens in 3 seconds. So literally 3 seconds. So it's really cool.
Honey, reveals on reveals.
I can't wait. I got to see that, and I'm dying to see Doubtfire, how they're going to turn Rob McClure in and out of Mrs. Doubtfire so fast. I hear the theater magic is alive and well, and I can't wait to see.
You guys, thank you so much for being our first guests here at
Such an
Good
honor.
Morning Tonight.
I love you so much.
We love
Thank
you
you.
guys. Good morning tonight.
Good morning
Good morning.
and cheers. This time I won't spill.
We know the world is real crazy right now, so it means a lot that you took some time to hang out with us. And we're sending you guys so much love. You guys, as a reminder, Holly is doing the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS Stripathon. And so if you are tipping tonight, if you tip at Jackie Cox NYC, at the end of the night, we will be dividing those tips amongst those of our guests who are doing the Stripathon, and 100% of that money will be going directly to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS and the incredibly vital work that they're doing. So thank you in advance for your generosity. And Elle, Stephen, and Holly, thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye, guys. They are, I mean, talk about goals. They are just the coolest people.
They really are. I mean, they've been doing all that in quarantine, making that video, recording that number. Who do they think they are?
I mean,
Us?
that line about like, well, if you can't do anything else, start a live stream. I was like, oh, girl, called out.
Ooh, clocked us.
But seriously, though, I just think it's so important to find ways to stay active and energized and creative and also safe while you're in pandemic.
And speaking of staying active, I recently caught up with Garrett McGee from Bravo's Backyard Envy earlier this week for a few pointers on my gardening. Let's check it out.
Well, Master Gardener Cox.
Honey, I see people in the comments are asking, like, how amazing is the garden looking now? Considering that was 4 days ago and I've been busy preparing this show since then. Not well. It's not improved in the slightest. I do have a couple little updates for us. Molly and Megan, thank you so much for your generous tips. You darlings.
Thanks, Molly and Megan.
Thank you, darlings.
Thank you to everyone who's been tipping. It is very, very much appreciated. As we've been mentioning throughout the show, BCEFA is doing their Stripathon. And did you watch the broadcast, Jackie? Yes, of course.
I did watch it. Oh my God. So many sexy people.
So many. Broadway Cares presented the 30th episode, the 30th annual Broadway Bears, albeit in a different way this year. It was a digital broadcast. It is still available on YouTube, and it was amazing. And I'm glad that they went out of their way to still do something because it is such a staple of the Broadway community each year.
And the Stripathon, like we said, is now live and raising money at broadwaycares.org/bears2020. And next, we have the reigning top fundraiser of the past 2 years' Stripathon campaigns. And he's fresh off the national tour of Anastasia. Not Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia of Mother Russia. With a special report. It's Mark McKillop.
Hello, hello. Good morning tonight.
Good morning
tonight.
Good morning tonight. Yes.
Mark,
Cheers.
darling, what's in your mug?
Do you want to know what's really in my mug?
I really want to know.
It's so normally everyone who knows me knows I'm addicted to like peach Snapple. Like that's normally my go-to beverage, but there's so much sugar in that and I'm not exercising for shit. So I've switched to diet Arizona green tea with a heavy dose of vodka.
Yes. Cheers.
Smart. Cheers to that. Cheers to that, Mark. And Mark, darling, we had Holly, who has previously been the top female fundraiser, but you are the current reigning top fundraiser for is it true the last 2 years running, Mark?
Last 2 years, yes.
Mark, we have to know, how have you been able to maintain your reign for the last 2 years? What are your strategies? How do you get people to give you so much money for such a good cause?
Broadway Cares is an organization that I'm really passionate about. So when I get my mindset on doing something, nothing can get in my way. It's kind of obnoxious. So what I've been doing, and the reason for that was I got sick when didn't have health insurance when I was in between shows. And so Broadway Cares and the Actors Fund set me up with a doctor so I could get seen and get treated and then get back to being healthy. So I feel indebted to Broadway Cares and the work that they do. So I think it's important when you take from the pot that you get back to it. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So I kind of throw myself into my fundraising like 20,000%. So that's important to me. And so what I've been doing the last couple of years is I have so many talented friends like Holly and Steven who are in Broadway shows. So I harass them to get playbills signed for me by the entire company, and I auction those off.
Is that the only thing you've been auctioning off, Mark?
A couple years back, my Instagram is basically me.
I want to point out that there goes his Instagram handle across the bottom of the screen. Just go give that a click.
So my Instagram is essentially just me half naked. So I have all these contacts to underwear companies. So I started asking them to send me numerous pairs of briefs, jock straps, swimsuits, and I would put them on and take a picture in them, and then I would auction that pair off to the highest bidder. So that's kind of been raising an insane amount of money for Broadway Cares the last couple of years.
So since Saturday, which was the Bears event, you've already auctioned off your first pair. How much did your first pair of drawers go for, Mark?
So the way I set it up so that the most money goes to the charity is that I say whoever bids the most amount of money by the end of this certain period of time wins. So I start the auction off at $150, depending on what it is. And then you have to outbid whoever bids that amount by $25 or whatever it is. So even though the winning bid last night for the Speedo, well, I guess it was Sunday night, for the Speedo that I auctioned was the person donated $361, and so they won it, but we raised over $1,000 just off that one item.
That is incredible. And Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, and it's not that I've been stalking your Instagram or anything, but do you happen to have and or maybe want to show us the next item up for bids?
This is a world exclusive right here on Broadway Talks Live. So the next piece of item we are going to be auctioning as soon as we get off this live chat is going to be this pair of Todd Sandfield. I'm really bad at this like striptease dance.
No, I'm adding the music.
Oh, wait, yeah, so we have this little pair of briefs here. So these will be going auctioning off live.
And Mark, what is the starting bid for those underwear?
So we're going to start that off. These are going to be $150. So the first person can donate $150, and if no one else donates, then you're the winner. But if you want to beat that donation, you just got to tip $20 or donate $20 higher than the last person who donated. So
and Mark, I also have another special announcement in conjunction with you. So for those of you, because $150 is a lot for a pair of underwear, and I am so proud of you that you get a lot of money for those. But for those who don't maybe have that much money, between now and Friday at midnight Eastern, if you donate at least $25 or more directly to Mark's Stripathon campaign, you'll be entered into a raffle, and the winner of that raffle gets an exclusive Zoom cocktail party with me and Mark.
Yes. I promise I may or may not be wearing the same amount of clothing. Who knows?
Ooh, and you can decide, is it just a private 2-on-1? Do you want me to just not be there? You just want to look at Mark? Do you just want, whatever you want? Do you want it to be like you and your 10 best friends, or just you? You get to decide. So everyone who donates $25 or more directly to Mark McKillop's Stripathon will be entered between now and Friday at midnight Eastern. Mark, thank you so much for being here. Mark, is there any updates from you in terms of the performing world and what your hopes are as we move through and out of this pandemic?
I mean, I just want people to wear a mask so we can bring the theater back. That's the only thing that's holding us back right now. We just need to get people staying healthy and staying safe. So wear a mask so we can get back to doing what we love, please.
Thank you so much, Mark, for being here with us. And those of you who are follow Broadway Talk Live, where we'll be announcing at some point the winner of the raffle.
So fun. Mark, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Best of
Thanks
luck
for
with
having
all of
me.
your fundraising. It's such important work that you're doing. So best of luck, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see ya. So
Goodness.
breaking news. This just came through for us, Jackie.
What is it?
Do you want to give it a read?
Sure. What is it? Let me see what is the breaking news. Oh my goodness. A very good friend of the Broadway-Talk Live network has a very important announcement to make. You may have seen him previously on the 5:30 Quarantini, and I believe you'll be seeing him very soon on our other program, MT Trivia. But we have this just in right now. Kyle Taylor Parker, our good friend, has hit his fundraising goal for Broadway Soul Volume 2.
Yes!
We are so excited for this album to come to life. And between now and midnight tonight, if you would still like to pre-order the album, you can still receive all of those pre-order and Kickstarter benefits that Kyle Taylor Parker has going. And you can go to the link in my Instagram bio right now to join this pre-order of the Broadway Soul Volume 2 album, which is featuring many amazing people and me. I'm going to be in this album. So please, if you have not yet pre-ordered Broadway Soul Volume 2, you can listen to Broadway Soul Volume 1 on Spotify for free right now if you want to get a taste of what this is going to be like. The spoiler alert is it's incredible.
It is bops on bops on bops. I have been listening to Broadway Soul Volume 1 just nonstop since we had Kyle on the show a few weeks ago.
I feel pretty.
Oh, so pretty. Anywho, we can't sing. It's we gotta save it for later in the show, Jackie.
Oh,
Okay. Anywho, speaking of singing, what do you say we get to our next guest? Because spoiler alert, the girl can sing.
She really can sing in, I think, every possible range that any human female voice can sing. I don't even know.
You know what I learned in my stalking of her in prep for this show is that she was at one point a cruise ship singer, and I think cruise ship singers can do anything. Like, they can just sing anything. So I have a lot of respect. But now, Brittney Mack stars as Anna of Cleves in the new musical Six, a high-octane pop concert mixing, belting extravaganza featuring the 6 ex-wives of Henry VIII.
Six has been taking the entire world by storm. Following a production and a tour in the UK, Six the Musical made its way to the Chicago Shakespeare Theater in Chicago, sold out its entire run, and kicked off a record-breaking pre-Broadway tour.
I actually got to see it when it was in Chicago, and I can let you all know the hype is 100% worth it. It is that good.
And now we are looking forward to its highly anticipated Broadway opening as soon as it's safe to return to theaters, because this gal's performance is not to be missed.
She's the queen of the castle, and we are excited to be catching up with her today. Please welcome to the show the one and only Brittney Mack. Hi! Good morning tonight!
Good morning tonight!
Cheers!
Cheers, Brittney Mack. What is in your mug?
Adult juice, also known as my best friend whiskey.
Yes!
Oh, I love a girl who loves whiskey. Cheers to that.
Britt, where are you coming to us from tonight?
I am coming to you live from Chicago, the South Side. Woo woo!
Oh my gosh! Hey, Chicago, love it. And how? So, first things first. Let's just get it out of the way. You are absolutely stunning in Six the Musical.
Thank you.
And you guys were slated to open on Broadway on the very night that Broadway shut down, which is just a travesty. So I'm so sorry because. I'm sure you're upset. We are also very upset because I know a lot of people who cannot wait for it to reopen. How has your quarantine been? How have you been in Chicago the whole time?
I have not. I have actually been in New York most of the time. I just got here a couple weeks ago to celebrate my mom's birthday because hell or high water was not keeping me from her on her birthday. So I came to Chicago. I've been here hanging out with my family, but I've been in New York. I have a great apartment with a yard as well. So come on, Jackie, with those gardening tips.
I'm such a gardener now. You should just fly me out, and I'll be there to do anything. All the gardening.
Done. Just wear those gloves, though. Don't forget
Yes,
those gloves.
gardening in a satin glove is the only way to carry a hoe if you are a hoe. So
We should get that on a T-shirt. I'm just saying, because
Britt, don't give her any ideas. Jackie will put anything on a T-shirt. We don't need any more ideas around here. So Britt, 6 marks your Broadway debut. Is that right?
yes,
Which
yes,
is
that
amazing.
right.
Long awaited, and we're awfully glad it happened. Where did your journey with 6 start?
Geez, it started here in Chicago. So yeah, man, it's been a crazy ride, and one that, let me tell you, I would not have been able to do without the queens, without the cast, because woof, a fun one. So we started in Chicago at Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Love everyone, Chicago Shakes, whoop whoop. And so we premiered the show there. It was the American premiere because, as most people know, but if you don't know, 6 started in the West End. And before that, it started at the Edinburgh Fringe and all of these things. So we figured out and we learned that the show was going to kind of be picking up and going other places. And we were like, oh, okay, that's great. As soon as we were slated to go from Chicago Shakes to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And that was kind of it. As soon as we heard that we were going to ART, I was like, oh my, we're going to Broadway. Like, it was one of those things.
Yeah,
that,
for those who don't know, ART is a very, very reputable regional theater, and a lot of shows will go to ART before they announce their Broadway opening. I think Waitress started at ART.
It did, and
the 2013 Pippin.
Your Broadway housemate, Waitress, where you kicked him out, and now it's yours. Ha ha.
Well, it's fine. All's fair.
It had a lovely run. And Britt, I'm not going to say that I've watched many videos of you that were illegal on YouTube singing the role of Anna Cleves, but I have to say your amazing range in that role. And for those who don't know the format of the show, each girl gets like one amazing number to shine. And I think with that number, you show such a range of comedy, depth, and vocal prowess that is incredible. How do you access all different parts of your voice in one song every night? That's incredible to me.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, the creative team, yes, the show was a transfer, but when I tell you that they built the show on us, we had to do like projects and presentations about the queens. So it was a pleasure to kind of get to know the queens that you were going to play and the queens that now my friends, my sisters are playing. So when you have an idea of who these women are to you and then who they were at the time, like it's incredible to be able to bring my own flair, my real self, Brittney Mack from the South Side, and give Anna of Cleves more than just like sass, you know? You wanted to give her depth, and because as women, we have so many different layers. And so honestly, let me tell you, that vocal little trick that I do and get down, that I was classically trained as an opera singer. So I was like, okay, great. And, you know, music theater. And yes, I sang on cruise ships. So I was able to kind of actually learn how to stretch my voice a little more during cruise ships. So I'm a big fan of taking everything and every moment and getting what you can learn from it. So every contract, every person I've met, every experience I've had, and have been able to kind of throw that on Anne. So yes, she'll give you this sass, and then she'll make you laugh. She might make you like feel some things about yourself. But when you're done meeting her, you're like, yeah, you know what? I dig her. So I wanted to make her relatable and attainable. So I'm so glad. Thank you.
And I'm going to say this, and maybe this is a controversial opinion, but I think Anna of Cleves, of course, the original catfish, and I use that term in quotes because if you are a fan of the TV show Catfish, you notice that when you watch the show, I always find the story of the person who ended up with the picture and the wrong person. That's the interesting story, and I think Anna of Cleves has such an interesting story, and you bring so much depth to that story because she's not really a catfish, right? She's a product of the time, of the way that the men around her manipulated her to their ends, and I love
Absolutely.
You bring all those layers into that role. I love British history. It's one of the things that drives Michael crazy. But I'll sit for hours on Wikipedia reading about this, and I'm like,
It's
did
so
you
good.
know? Did you know? Yeah,
Right?
all
It's
that.
so good. It's so fascinating. And then you find out, like, through all of our research and things, that these women were very closely knitted together, like real close, you know? And you were like, oh, so you was like her daughter's babysitter and went to a Queen Elizabeth coronation, and like it just is all tied together, which makes the bond that we have on stage even more like solid.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. And what other things other than Six reopening it triumphantly on Broadway do we have to look forward to from you, my darling?
I mean, I have a self-esteem, self-building workshop that I do called How to Slay. And it is a lot of fun. We've done our first virtual one over this quarantine, and I was able to bring in some of the other queens to kind of make it this 4-day self-building thing that started with yoga from Anna of Cleves. Then we had a talk back Q&A, like, let's just talk about anything but quarantine, what's on your mind, your hearts. And then afterward, we did a dance class with Nicole Lambert. And Andrea Mackasset and I did the Q&A together. And so before that, I did a workshop here in Chicago. And so that's my biggest baby right now, is trying to make sure that because kids, you know, they get hit so hard, especially if you're a teenager and you're going through something like this. Like, we can't explain that to them. What is this? What is going on? Why are we? And we're like, I don't. So we're figuring it out as well as adults, but being able to kind of keep the face on. But kids, they don't have to hide it. You know, they're like, this sucks, and I don't understand why I can't graduate. Their stakes are already high. So I want to do my part to kind of, break down kind of what's going on, especially then you add quarantine and all of this with Black Lives Matter and things like that. It took me a second to realize that, you know, the Breonna Taylor's murder was the day after the shutdown. And so I was like, it kind of hit me in a very interesting way that, you know, here I am and like, oh, you know, Broadway, and this is what I do, and this is how I reach people. And then she lost her life the next day. Then you've got, you know, Ahmaud Arbery, you've got George Floyd. So how do you explain all of these things to kids who are already, and the youth who are already kind of high stakes emotionally? So I wanted to have something and somewhere that they can go to talk to someone and be completely vulnerable and be honest, because that is the hardest thing to kind of do, is navigate your feelings, let alone articulate them. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, and use the Six platform to do that.
That is incredible. You guys, if you don't follow Britt Mack, there goes her handle right across the bottom of the screen. Is that the best place for us to find more information?
Yes.
Amazing.
Go ahead and follow me on the Instagram, on the IG, slide in my DM.
Yes.
And we can talk more about it. Yeah.
I love. Well, Britt, we have some more to catch up with you about. But before we get to that, you prepared a little performance for us tonight. So what do you say we take a look at the musical stylings, the vocal sensation that is Britt Mack? We'll be back in just a second.
Hey, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Somewhere
Yes! Oh my God, Britt Mack.
Wait a minute. That was incredible. And I not only saw Michael's reaction, I also saw L. Steven and Holly's reaction. They were living. We were all living. What
was
work?
that? You guys, what's even
Thank you.
for those of
Thank
you
ya.
Yeah. What's amazing is for anyone who is getting to see you in 6, this is like you've just proven that you can sing anything, because this is so in a different world than your 6 vocals, and like your voice just knows no limits. It just doesn't stop. My God, Britt Mack.
Thank you. I'd like to make it look like that anyway, you know.
Michael, we have some talented friends. My goodness,
This
here
is
at Broadway Talk
wild.
Live Network.
Jackie, I do see, I was debating whether or not I was going to show this and embarrass myself, but I think I am. I see some people in the comments asking you, Jackie, to do some 6 drag looks. But let the record show. Let the record show, guys. It's been done. You might recognize Britt. There we are on the left, but you might recognize me.
Did.
You might recognize me there in the middle in my blonde wig. I do drag once a year, and that was it.
Once a year, and I will say this was Halloween 2019, well before previews had even started on Broadway, and Michael Hull was with it. He had a cast of 6. Incredible. I will say this, Michael. Precedent. October of 2004, I was the first drag queen with an Elphaba and a Glinda in West Hollywood.
There you
2004. So you know what? This is a trend that the gays know where it's at.
We too. We pride ourselves on staying ahead of that curve.
Oh my God.
I'm going as Camilla Parker Bowles, but the Holly Ann Butler version.
It's been done. I've done it.
Work. Oh my gosh, Jackie, we did it. I think we've made it to the end of the show.
We've made it.
We look at our company that we've taken with us right to the finish line. You guys, L. Steven, Holly, Britt, we are so grateful that you guys came to hang out with us today on Good Morning tonight. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being part of our first show. Shout out to Mark, who is already busy auctioning off his drawers. We love you, Mark. Wherever you are, in whatever new pantaloons you happen to be wearing.
And you guys, the comments have been savage today. I get it. I've been a little slow with some of the banners, some of the overlays. You guys are coming for production value. But if you did not get their social media handles, give these guys a follow. This is Britt Mack 8. You're definitely going to want to give her a follow. Trust me, it will be worth it. And then Holly is at performing pin up. There it goes. And L. Steven Taylor. Those are the handles of our guests today. Mark, I also had up here at one point.
It's
here
at
it goes.
Mark McKillop.
There it goes. Give them a follow. And as a reminder, if you are donating tonight, all of your tips are going to Broadway Cares, split between Holly and Mark's their Stripathon pages.
Let me give us a live update. So far, we are at. Hold on, let me calculate this. This is my computer machine. I'm a computer. We have. Sorry, I'm looking at PayPal and Venmo at the same time. We have raised $130 so far. Look at this. I'm going to keep my Venmo and PayPal notifications on for the rest of the evening. So until midnight Eastern, anything that you tip to me, I'll be splitting between Holly's and Mark McKillop's Stripathon pages.
Yes, and all of that money will go directly to Broadway Cares, who really, really needs it. So we appreciate you guys. Britt, L. Steven, Holly, thank you again. We are. It has just been so great to see all of you, and we can't wait to see you when this is all over and it is safe to see you in person.
Yes.
Come back. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah. Good morning tonight.
Good morning tonight, Jackie. I'm so proud of us. We made it.
We
Here
did
we
it.
are.
We made it. We made it past the splash zone. We made it
Against-
through all the cues, all of the brief semi-nudity. We did it all.
Almost it all. I'm telling you, those comments were wild. They were, you're on the wrong banner, Michael. You're over here, Michael. I was like, okay, girl, calm down. It's episode 1. My goodness.
But if you enjoyed tonight's show, don't worry. There's a lot of amazing content coming your way, not just from Good Morning Tonight, but from all of the shows here at the Broadway Talk Live Network. Michael, what's coming up this Thursday?
So this Thursday at 5:30, you can tune in for the 5:30 Quarantini. It's hosted by Dylan Bustamante and me. It's my other show, and it's wild. So you can tune in for that.
It's the show where Michael gets to wear a T-shirt.
I do, not this suit, you guys. I can't believe I'm wearing a suit. I've worn a suit 2 days in the past 4 months, today and the day that we filmed the promo stuff. Am I wearing pants? We don't know.
TBD. I know I'm not. And in addition to the 5:30 Quarantini on Thursdays, on Mondays, you can catch after their amazing transfer. They were previously on Instagram Live, but after their amazing Broadway Talk Live Network transfer, we have MT Trivia. Michael, tell them all about MT Trivia.
MT Trivia, hosted by Christopher and Kevin Metzger-Timpson. It is on Monday nights. It is at 9 o'clock, and it is a Broadway-themed trivia night. It's 3 rounds, and it is starring 2 of your favorite Broadway personalities each week. I think this week they have Natalie Joy Johnson, and Kyle Taylor Parker, who we talked about earlier in this episode. Look at that.
Well. If you want to play along, you just have to go to BroadwayTalkLive.com on Monday and play along live in the comments.
And then, of course, Jackie and I are back 1 week from now. We're back next Tuesday at 7 o'clock with another episode of Good Morning Tonight. Before we sign off, though, of course, we do have some parting words for you guys. Mm-hmm. Let's hit it.
They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. But when the world is all shut down, the lack of Broadway makes you frown. The glitter rub right off and we're nowhere.
They say the shows are something else on Broadway, but this pandemic's got them at a pause. 'Cause how you gonna do your show when indoor groups are a no-no? We're here to have some fun and help the cause. They say the shutdown's way too long on Broadway.
We gotta help to keep our friends afloat.
So thanks for joining for the show. We raised some money